putting a complaint in.
It's really. Here's John. You have something coming up at the library, don't you?
We already had
something.
it.
Oh, you had something.
Yeah,
What was the date?
the 4th, the 1st and the 4th.
I was away. Hey, John, how you doing today?
Okay, I'm going to call the May meeting of the City of York Human Relations Commission to order. Can we have roll call, please?
Commissioner Magna Edmondson,
Here.
Commissioner Karen Crosby,
Present.
Commissioner Madeline Torres, she excused herself, she's still in Puerto Rico taking care of family matters. Commissioner Rabia Khan.
Here.
Commissioner John Eister,
Here.
Commissioner Jason Phillips,
Present.
Commissioner Jason Query.
Here.
We have quorum.
Well, thank you. Do we have any public comments this evening? As seeing as no one else is here, I don't think we have any. So can we approve the minutes from the March meeting? Has everyone had a chance to review those?
I'll make a motion to approve March's meeting minutes.
Second.
All in agreement?
Aye.
Administrative updates.
That is all me tonight. As you can see, the biggest part of our update will be done in executive session because it has to be kept confidential, so we'll get to that in a little bit. The diversity event, I'm gonna just do it 2 seconds, and then Mina, you can do what you want to say in a little bit. It was very successful as far as I was concerned. We were thrilled with our speaker. The food was fabulous. The outcome was great. One of the things that I just want to bring up as a point of thinking about over the summer, because I know that that's all you'll think about over the summer is HRC. We do have to come up with a way to raise money. This event has historically been just to raise enough so that we can do it again the next year. We lost money this year, not a large amount, because we still had a nice cushion that we didn't even tap into. But a lot of what we lost are organizations, I think I told you, that are no longer giving money either because they're nonprofit and don't have it, or they don't want to be next to a DEIB anything. So that probably cost us close to $4,000 this year. And so I just want us to keep in mind, how is it that we can do something that will actually raise money? We have enough to take us through 2026, but ARPA funds are finished at the end of 2026. And that is a position and a half right now. So tuck that in the back of your brains. And let's see what we can do when we get back. Obviously, we can't solve that riddle today, but when you win that lottery over the summer, you know where to direct those funds.
How much do we need, Claire?
Well, for a position and a half, it's hard to tell, John. I would be making it up at this point. You figure each position runs at least $90,000 because of benefits and pension, et cetera. So somewhere about 150,000, I think, just to cover the salaries, which is what ARPA covers.
And that we were hoping to offset by HUD funds, which did
Correct.
not go through.
But HUD doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So, and other, like the CBDG block grant is also not available. So, I mean, we have $20,000 from the previous that we were able to put forward on our budget this year, which was good. But we don't know what that's going to look like next year. So we shall see. So one of the things that we'll be discussing with Old Business is that case that we talked about, that we potentially needed a hearing examiner. They called us back to the settlement table, and we were able to settle that last week for $15,000. which is really great because they only wanted to give us 2,500. So we will return, I'll give you the whole lowdown when we come back in a little bit. We have one case that we just withdrew. I think I told you last time that we met, we had 2 cases that were going to be presented to the same organization. One we were kind of on the fence about anyway. And then upon our further investigation, we realized it didn't meet the threshold for discrimination. So that we withdrew and we let them know that. The other one, however, we will be going forward on, and we'll probably be hopefully finished with that by the time we come back at the end of the summer. But we are in contact with their attorney and we are going forward. I think I also kind of filled you in a little bit on Church World Services and the services that we thought they weren't doing a good job providing for refugee families that have been placed in York. Saimara and I had a wonderful meeting with 2 of their folks. They were actually furloughed. 67 people were furloughed in January. As of a month ago, 52 have now returned. So places where we saw lack, they are sort of picking up. We got to meet with their community engagement person and also the caseworker supervisor. Really had a great conversation. We're feeling really good about what they're trying to do and how we can collaborate going forward. That is within our purview. It will probably fall primarily within housing, unless there are discrimination cases specifically. But just wanted to do that update because that was really, really good news, because the other feedback we were getting from an administrator didn't feel like it was filling in the gaps, and these 2 women just kind of walked us through everything, which was great. So really glad to hear that.
Do they have a York office?
They do not have a York office. They're in Lancaster, but they've placed people here in York.
Okay.
And so there were some issues, us not understanding the process. But for example, we found out that some of the property managers that they use in Lancaster were placing people in apartments here that were not permitted to have apartments, right? And they didn't know that. And so being able to share that information, because that puts all people at risk for eviction. If our permits and codes ever go out, they immediately condemn the building and everybody's evicted. So we want to sort of do some prevention. Not that they're going to be having anybody coming anytime in the near future. They're not placing refugees at all. They have 3, and you all know that the temporary status, protective status for Haitians has been rescinded. So we have 6,000 Haitians here in York who had temporary protective status. That status has been rescinded, which now puts them in the undocumented category. I believe that's being fought right now in court, so we might be in that little in-between state. The refugee status, do you remember what that stands for, ORR? It's okay. The refugee status from the Congo and a variety of other that Church World Services work for is a different status. They have not yet, that status has not yet been rescinded. So that's where we stand with that. But I am resettlement, refugee resettlement.
Reception and resettlement.
And resettlement, okay. So they're right now relatively safe, I put in quotes, because who knows what tomorrow will bring, but just know that our Haitian community is now at risk for deportation. That's all I have. Questions until we get to our...
I have one quick question.
Yes.
About the arbor, you said that only goes to 2026?
Yes.
Is there any way we can re-output them after 2026?
No, ARPA money came as, from COVID.
Post-COVID.
Yeah, there was money that was given to organizations to help get through, and that money is gone as of
Okay.
2026.
I apologize, just one.
No, don't be silly. Great questions.
Thank you.
Only way you know.
Do we have any staff reports?
Nope. Nope, we kind of kept it condensed because the
Okay.
next one's going to be a little long.
All right, we're indicating no staff reports. Old business.
I'm gonna let you do your old business first, because this one's gonna take a bit. So,
Old business, I wanted to bring up the.
on?
Yes. I wanted to bring up the diversity event. I think that it was challenging to the individuals that attended. I think the general event went very well, and I did appreciate the challenge to some of my thought processes and how we can move forward and support our community and the individuals in our community. I think the main thing that I pulled away from it was that just saying everything will be okay, it'll be fine, tends to be a response that we give, and we need to be almost more negative in our thinking so that we can find the solutions to really help people and not just say everything's good. So that's one thing I walked away from that event with, and I was pleased at the turnout. I would have liked to seen more, but we did a good job filling that venue, so I was pleased with that.
Thank you. And just so that you know, the speaking is posted. So you can actually, if you missed the presentation, you can go back and watch it.
Where's it posted at?
It's on YouTube. We did repost it on our Facebook page.
Okay,
The pictures are up, the recap video is up, and also the YouTube video of the whole keynote.
and what do we have to look for to find it?
It's in one of our latest posts on Facebook.
Okay,
Yep.
all right, thank you.
Was that your daughter who did the video and the pictures?
I'm sorry?
Is that your daughter who did the video and the pictures?
Yes.
Oh, she
The
did really-
recap video
Yeah.
and pictures,
I
yes.
thought that was really good.
Thank you, good.
The other piece of old business, are we finished with discussing the diversity? Everyone. The other piece of old business I would like to bring up is that the Human Relations Commission did support Martin Library in our recent program that dealt with teen mental health and the encouragement to teens to speak out. We held an art exhibit on the theme on Friday night, which was First Friday, and also Give Local York. So there was a lot of people downtown that did come to that were not necessarily just the families of the students that were there. We had 39 pieces of art that were hung, which was really beyond our thought process of how many we would receive countywide. There were a handful of submissions from outside of the county, but we of course hung those as well. And over 160 people were in the library that night, so we were very pleased about that. And then on Sunday evening, we held the community conversation with a panel and a moderator. The panel was 3 young women, teens who wanted their voices heard, and 3 adults from the community, Lisa Kennedy, Karen Stabley, and Leslie, his last name's Leslie, who works at the health center at Hannah Penn for the First Health, what is the name?
First Family,
First Health, and has a group of students that he meets with on a regular basis. The team meets with them, and library had the opportunity to go in and meet all the students and give them an opportunity to begin their artwork if they wanted to do that. So it was a very good opportunity. 2 of the teens read original poetry or spoken word, extremely moving. Our teens have a lot to say, and if you give them a chance, they'll say it. And very impressed by that. I had to get up after one of the presentations and speak, and that was extremely difficult because I was very touched by what the teen had to say. And this was one that was discussing safety in the schools and how every little sound that's unusual, the kids think this may be a shooting going on. And, you know, how they feel as they're going into that building every day, that when we were kids, that was a safe space for us. Our teens, it's no longer a safe space for them. So very moving. We had a good event. We are planning several follow-up conversations around a couple of the topics that arose. But I want to thank the commission for sharing that grant money with the library, and I feel it was very well used and had an impact on our community. So thank you for that.
Nice.
So anything else under old business? New business? I will be contacting all of the current commissioners in June just to assure who's planning on staying on the commission, so that we have that information, and those that need to be re-sworn in, we can get that taken care of. And also looking at possibly submitting some names for our open positions. So I'd like to do that before we go into August and get it, you know, taken care of, or early in August so they can be voted on. So looking at that, and we do need city representation. So if you're considering someone, that's something we need to consider. So any other new business? I think we're covered then. I would like someone to make a movement that we go into executive session at this time.
I'll make a motion to move into an executive session.
I'll second.
Thank you. We'll give a minute for Tamara to turn things off and.
Sir.